Hello there, welcome back to episode 12 of season 3 of the Savage Lands. Praise Lashes is under siege. Under siege by Famine Paddled Snarls the Oaken. Well, he started out as Famine, but he ate 9 dwarves, and then, well, what can I say? Even ate 10 dwarves. No, he ate a U. Okay, but you get the idea. This thing is just a killer. Why? It spits webs. It is composed out of crystal glass, so it seems as if my soldiers actually did some damage to it, but we're going to put a lid on it because I don't really want to have to deal with this guy. Web-spitting monsters in this game are pretty overpowered. They are among the most powerful forgotten beasts due to the fact that they first immobilize and then one-shot people. Even the most legendary of fighters succumb to that, and no armor seems to withstand the killer headshots that these things deal out. So, in a nutshell, pretty much the worst that could have ridden this place. But we are being saved by an immortal echidna. Well, it's a bug. Alright, this thing rolled into a ball and then it hit its head. And since these things obviously seem to attack heads, that's how I understand the bug. It tries to kill this thing by hitting a head that's not existing, or these things just go immortal if they roll up into a ball. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I've read about that, and it's a commonly known bug, and we're going to use DF hack to get rid of it. I don't like the fact that it went down like that, but here we are. But, well, the whole strategy that I'm going to go to use here would have been possible even without the help of the echidna. The only thing that wouldn't have been happening was that population influx of 120 people, because somehow people came from this direction, like 22 or so, or 25 immigrants, lots of people. Now, we are going to trap that critter in this nice corridor here. And here's going to be the execution. So in DF hack, you have the command called exterminate. So here. And we're going to select the echidna first, the immortal Chad. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. And we're going to exterminate this. Here we go. With this command, you destroy whatever is under your cursor or what you selected before. And now we killed the little dude. Boom. He's now officially dead, Jim. So, with that threat out of the way, the monster will now analyze the situation for a moment until it will find the shortest way into the fortress, which is this one. Forgotten beasts can use doors, but they can't pass through forbidden doors. That's ironically all it takes to imprison these. Anticlimactic, I know. But it's, well, what can I say? I at least brought up a bridge that we will raise here to entrap the creature forever. I do this because in previous versions of Dwarf Fortress, actually, these creatures were able to bust down doors. For whatever reason, this feature is currently not enabled, so this guy will be now trapped in there forever, basically. We're going to install a bridge, nevertheless, because of the good old days, and if ever a update hits town which changes that behavior, this fortress is prepared. So that's the basic idea, because even in the olden days, nothing was able to beat down a bridge except for dragon fire burning burnable bridges and stuff like that. But in a nutshell, bridges are OP as hell currently. Let's see how long that'll last. I'm certainly looking forward to a future of Dwarf Fortress where these things are not as easily stoppable. But that's currently not the case. So, anywho, I am quite happy that this thing doesn't end the fortress, on the other hand, but it did end a lot of brave dwarven lives. You know, the entire barracks here, the entire squad of bronze Mournings, except for one guy, got eaten, so I have to start back from zero, which frankly said sucks, but what can I do? I had to send them to their certain death. It was my command, nobody else, so I am not going to complain too hard here. It's been my own decision to try my luck. So, we are going to expand the fortress a little bit. And this means that we're going to put a lid on this. This is going to be where the expeditionary forces will be living at in the future. And yeah, well, this thing, well, I don't even think that I will be able to drown it because it is composed of crystal glass. I have a hard time imagining that this thing does actually need air to breathe. But what's quite interesting to note here is it is damaged. So the fighters I sent, they did go without landing some blows. So I'm proud of them, but it wasn't nearly enough. I'm so sad. But on the other hand, I'm quite happy that this thing now is contained. I am also considering to utilize it later as a solution to our defense problem. Trees! My god! Trees, praise our muck, or problems are resolved. Look at that. I knew that this place would be brimming with trees one day, because there were saplings everywhere, but it took a couple of years until the first saplings have turned into trees. Ha! That's good news, my friends, because that means we have now finally access to pretty much as much wood as we want to have. Wood until we agitate the wildlife, boys. I like it. So that means also that down here some of the stuff has regrown too. So yeah, good news, good news. I mean, this is really, really a big step forward for the fortress because the last couple of years we were massively hindered by a very unsteady surplus of wood. We basically only had wood when there was some to claim from the traders, yeah. Okay, so, well, I'm not quite happy with the infrastructure, you know, whoop-de-doo and whoop-de-doo. It's a bit of a bad organization, but I don't care right now. I think it's okay for starters. It's generally we're trying to avoid the interaction with the surface anyways. I think I will have probably, oh yeah, a very elegant solution would be to have an archway over here. Oh yeah, let's do this. You know, our castle has 2 levels anyways, and we already have this pretty much prepared. So basically, the idea would be to put up some flooring here. I mean, I need flooring on top of this anyways, and otherwise it won't be safe. And this way we'll be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I love the idea of that. This is so cool. Let's make 1 small ledge. I don't have enough blocks currently, that's why I'm cutting it down to that. But this is really cool. Like, we even got ramps on both sides, so they can cut corners like that. Neat, neat. I do think, though, that if I really want to, let's make it really badass, come on. Or is this a safety problem? Yeah, well, let's leave it like that. I mean, they're not really able to save any time, I just realized that. It's not as cool as it looks like. But, well, it doesn't change anything for the people out interacting with outside. That's what I suddenly noticed, but it's still cool that people leaving from here will be able to get on over there without crossing the entirety of the map. I considered for a moment to put a staircase in here, but then I feel like I'm compromising the safety of the entire system there, so meh, nah. Let's not do that. I've also installed a bridge here, and that's linked to the lever here. I think I already mentioned that in the last episode, but this is now, you know, when the Titan arrived, it was around here when the bridge finally snapped up. So I felt like I want to buy myself some extra time, some extra corridor. So I might be adding in some extra things here in between because I currently don't feel happy with this. you know. This guy started from up there, you know. It's quite a way. I mean, I know that Forgotten Beasts are pretty good at snooping out any way into a fortress, so... Oh, well, I'm still a little bit traumatized, okay? So we're still mourning the loss of a lot of people. Speaking about which, we should probably check on out if we have enough burial spaces. Speaking about burial spaces, well, there's gonna be no burial without those bodies being claimed. Right. So we're going to set up a floorboard on top of that. I am considering to relocate goblins, though, into that thing. I think that would be pretty dope. Like, we could use this as a ways and means to get rid of sieges like that. I want to create a creative solution system for this fortress. My idea was that Praise Lashes is a fortress that has several systems of dealing with things. That was my idea. Like, we can then choose if we want to drown them, feed them to the Forgotten Beast, or send them through the axe pathway, or through the spiky path. Such things were on my mind. I want to do a little bit more sophisticated trap systems in this series than I did compared to the last one, because I felt like I can do better. You know, I've learned enough, so I might be not exactly down to a minecart shotgun there. I find them pretty tedious to set up, but well, you know, some trap corridors and the like. That's the least I can do by now. All right, we have a human caravan arriving. Brilliant. So let's check what our trade goods are yielding here. The High Treasurer from Mourning has arrived. And another Forgotten Beast, you know. We are now in the city time, and that is when monsters arise. So, minus 13, that is layer 2. Does layer 2 bother me in the least? Well, is layer 2 connected to this? Well, we're going to follow this creature. I want to know if the fate of this place is hanging by a thread, you know. Did he actually leave the map? Dude, did you already go? Damn, I was just, okay, yeah. I think it's just like that. Okay. I can deal with that. I don't mind. So, the Merchant's Guild says hi. And I can order stuff from them? Oh. That's new. I only know that from the mountain home. Huh. So, yeah, you guys bring me some charcoal, I guess. And, do you have some coal? Brilliant. Bring it, bring it. So, cool stuff. What an unexpected pleasant surprise. So, in the future we can order platinum even from them. Nice. So, for starters, bring me the fuel. I need the fuel. I need all the fuel that I can get. So, let's check if we got this time better stuff for sale, you know. I really don't know why they are still forbidden things. So, we still have a lot of wealth buried in the city below. There is like a insane wealth of clothing, and like in between these walls. I really don't know what I should do about that. Probably we're just going to leave it down there, you know. Sort of a a piece of living history. So, well, if the bridge would have been already done, this would have been now useful for the trade material. We would be already saving time. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I really, really do. This fortress is coming together. I really was, a few episodes ago, at a point where I was wondering what I actually should do with this place. Like, I was feeling like a little bit out of ideas when I was done clearing this place, but I think I have found the turning point. So I feel like gathering some adamantine would please the mountain home surely as well, That would be really, really a cool goal there too. So there's a couple of things that we can go for. I will buy all the different foodstuffs they got, as usual. Variety spices up the life. So I'm going to seal off that trade off camera because it's quite boring to click off these things, so catch you there. There we go. Just to underline the things that have happened here, I have sold them my old clothing to buy that wood and the food. I'm not lying, they're just buying the old stuff. I don't know what's wrong with these people. And we're gifting them these items here. And I wanted to showcase here the value of these items here. This granite ring, 75 dwarf books. These were before pretty much only 30. So this decoration process is really upping those prices. Take my gifts. Thanks for your visit and thanks for the wood. Especially those wood presents. They are really massively good. I mean, at the end of the day, who am I kidding? We could just simply bring up or prepared meals, sorry, migrants and artifact all of a sudden. We could just bring up those meals and drop them there and earn absurd amounts of money, but I find that boring. Roleplay, my man. Roleplay. So we have somebody claiming a jeweler's workshop. Oh, I like these. These are always exciting. And migrants have arrived. So the good news, we have now really enough people and enough fuel and enough metal that I feel like we can go for some crafting. So the basic idea, I'm going to bring up squad number 4 and we're going to gear them out if necessary. And let's see, I don't see any jobs for fuel here. Who did bring up that stuff? Alright, so whichever fool brought that up, he never seemed to bother about smelting and the like. So let's do this now. So I'm going to make charcoal only if we have more than 20 logs, period. Then we're going to make charcoal. And only if our stockpiles are lower than 30. There we go. Job's done. Step 1. We're going to, I think it's magnetite down here, right? Yeah, magnetite. So we're going to smelt magnetite ore. As long as the amount of refined coal is greater than, let's say 40. Let's do this like that. Then we're smelting that stuff. That means when we have enough metals. And we're also going to go for making coke from lignite whenever lignite is available. Boom. No things here in between. And bituminous coal. Here, but that's the simplest part. I'm just telling the system to refine that stuff whenever it is available. Okay, so with these jobs, we're going to make sure that we never deplete our fuel resources for other projects, like smithing up some armor or furniture or whatever is quite important at that point. And at the same time, we will provide some steady surplus of these items. So far, the plan. Okay, so, well, I love to see the wood stockpiles filled like that for the first time since years. That's really, really good. Also, the city is coming together quite nicely. We got that Wukar temple. Still looking a little bit empty. We should definitely order some statuary or something like that, And down here, the deep squad is in training. I really, really like that. So I want to continue my endeavor here as well a little bit, because, you know, we're far from being done here. So, a door for that regard, and I think another door here would be good. And, of course, another door here. Combat sound. So, he didn't leave the map. Huh? Sneaky monster. This is, frankly said, quite unsettling, because that means this thing is still around somewhere there. But if I'm not mistaken, this depth of a caverns is not connected with this. At least I hope so. I mean, this would be really a bloody mess if there would be a breach there. On the other hand, though, these guys, you know, they're being led by a legendary dwarf from Shin Mistum. This guy, I wouldn't be too surprised if he wouldn't have killed, well, he slayed goblins mostly. No forgotten beasts on his kill count. Doesn't mean that he wasn't involved in a fight against a forgotten beast, though. Whatever. I'm just trying to summarize that these guys, if it isn't too deadly, they should be able to kill it. And what I've seen from that monster, I've seen deadlier ones. Like the Titan below my base. Well, let's install an Atom Smasher. I don't have one yet, and it's about time, I think. You know, we got so much leftover clothes. I mean, it is an option to just sell it to those people, but I personally don't like it. Alright. Jeez. I really feel uneasy about this, alright? Really, really uneasy. This, this thing puts me on edge. But, well, what can I do? Haha, I just saw a tree popping up there. Nice. So, we're going to bring up the alternative entrance now. You know, the fun path. So, I'm going to make it relatively wide here in the beginning. I don't know yet how to set it up, you know. Ideally, I want to have a wide array of solutions. You know what? We're going to make an entrance hall, you know? Or we can pick the flavor of the month. Yeah, I like it already. So, to connect this to the Forgotten Beast, sorry, Titan, will be a little bit more complicated though, because, you know, we need to connect the path into the fortress with that somehow. Alrighty. So, I want to have a glimpse on this one again. Yeah. So, well, I'd wager on my dudes in this fight. I'd bet on my dudes. So I was actually wondering lately. So if I'd be taking this corridor or this staircase here, I'd have a direct descent down here. I should really consider this, because basically I really only need to put a lid on this here. You know, this is actually the only point in the whole system which is a tad bit problematic, but you know, a few walls will fix the issue. So yeah, I think we're going to reopen this fortress. Damn, this is getting better and better. Ha. Alrighty. Really enjoying myself here, if anybody didn't notice already. Alright, we have more praise lashes children, and the number of happy dwarfs is rising. I like it. I like it. I feel as if the entire setup here is working out quite nicely. Of course, the creative tweeting is requiring a temple now too. You know, the creative tweeting, these are the exact opposite of the Vukar priests. if you are if you are aware of the series gods and deities, you know that Vukar is a rather grim and bleak presence, and Nashas is a goddess of love and goodness and all these things. This society is very has a lot of crass contrast. So here we go. I want that olivine. I want olivine for the Creative Tweetings Temple. I want a pleasant color here. And, well, we could also take rock salt, but currently we're using that already for the decoration purposes, so I'm not down for that. I want to have this pleasant greenish colored stone here. I think that's a great stuff to work with. There we go. We will require a couple of these, though, to get a proper furnishing here, you know. We'll need a proper temple, because they're not asking for a temple for the god, they're asking for a temple for the organized religion there. And these always end up requiring a furnishing of 10,000 dwarf bucks to be recognized as a high temple. And I already foresee that by the end of this, we're going to need a high temple of the Creative Tweeting, because we always do, you know? It's just, I know my civilization by now. That's all I can say. But it looks as if we have a pleasant amount of olivine here at our disposal, especially since this seems to be stretching over 3 layers, as the staircase here implies. That's pretty cool. I mean, this means we got a lot of stuff to work with. A grand guild hall for the farmers. Oh, alright. So things are getting a little bit complicated. Alright. So turns out today we got some civics, eh? But I do like the pot when it comes down to that. I always do like the pot when it comes down to that. So my Forgotten Beast down there seems to be on Grundle cleanup duty. Well, I appreciate. Always do. So here goes the Atom Smasher. We're going to get rid of some old raggy clothing there. So we got the Farmer's Guild Hall. Where did it go this time? Alright, I think this is it, eh? Yes. So we need to amp up the value of that. Pretty okay. So we're going to put the Temple of Nashas, or the Crete of Tweeting, on the other end of this hall. You know, as the god of love. They should share some neighborhood, but keep their distance at the same time. Alright, Grundles are dying. That's nothing to be worried about. Alright, I'll take that shape. Nice. So, I'm gonna commission some statues, exactly. Some statues soon for these temples, because, you know, a temple is only as attractive as the statues in it. So we're going to create some rock blocks, and these are going to be olivine ones. Yeah, I know. Another post of these. But I'm a sucker for stuff like that, you know. For me, a fortress is only real fun if I have tons of different colors I can build it with. That's something I got addicted to already when I was playing RimWorld. You know, that's a thing since then. And Dwarf Fortress didn't make things any better. And if anything, it made things worse, because there are so many colors and so many stones, and I love this game. Alright, so I thank you so much for watching. It's sadly time to say goodbye for today. And, well, we're going to see where we're going to continue in the next couple of episodes. I seem to need to order some more orphoclase. Seem to eat that stuff. And yeah, it's a pretty cool run so far. I'm really happy that we got the Hill Titan under control. I mean, I think it's a quite cheesy solution, but we are at least going to make something fun with him, okay? I will work out some solution to get some proper arena feeling here. I mean, I think it should be doable with a couple of bridges and safety issues that will lure the enemy into one direction. And well, I got ideas, all right? So that being said, leave me your comments down below and probably tell me what kind of stuff you want to see there. I'd be really down to hear from you, as you all know. And of course, consider a thumbs up. A subscription would be super nice as well. And of course, as usual, check out the playlist down there if you are new to the Savage Lands saga. There's so much more. Check it out. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. And thanks again for watching until the very end. It means a lot to me. Have a good one. See you there.